Now I have to set all this back up again because for whatever reason, go live. Oh man. All right, and I think we should be. And it looks like we should be live at this point in time on Facebook again. And this time I should have a working microphone now to get YouTube back up and working. And then we can actually get started. And hey, we're only 15 minutes late tonight, so we are getting better. So unprofessional. Let's see. And it looks like it is actually up and running on YouTube as well. And now let's get Stream Chat back open. And okay, we're going to do the short version this, since we've already done this once. This is the Not Dave Grohl show. Yes, I have decided to call it that. And no, I am not Dave Grohl. But like Dave Grohl, I do like music and I do like working on music. So, okay, we're going to try this again. It looks like everything is up and working the way that it should be. So we are going to get back this evening to working on guitars. If you guys want to leave comments, you could feel free to leave them on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. I will be checking all three, but I will not be checking them regularly because I am trying to get stuff done. But I will try to answer as many comments as I possibly can. So, leaving off from last time, hopefully everybody should be able to hear this. Let's see. So, yes, it looks like everything is going through just fine. And as you can see, we got to the point where we did all of the bass for the song last time, got all that transferred over and reperformed, and I was happy enough with it that we can move on. And yeah, anybody who was here on the last stream will see that I did remove the right channel stuff that I was working on in the center because that was really just to see what that would sound like and see if that was going to be the best approach moving forward. So going to get myself in business mode here. But tonight we will continue tracking the left rhythm guitars and hopefully the right rhythm guitars as well. As well as some muted stuff I want to do down the center. And if there is enough time, I will start working on atmospheric guitars. And this will be at least a 2-hour stream, just like the last couple have been. And it might go a little bit longer because it is a Friday night and I don't have much to do in the morning. So we will see. Anyways, let's get... Yeah. That is not the right guitar tone, but that is a tone that will get used on this song. So, what I would like to do is get back into... I'm going to go ahead and move this over here, and we'll switch to monitor capture mode so you guys can see what I'm doing with my helix here. Basically, we are going to be using this Mesa clean tone, which is actually not a Mesa. You can see that actually what I'm using is an Essex A30, which is Line 6's code name for a Vox AC30. And that is where most of our left and right tones will be coming from for the rhythm on this track, other than the 7-string stuff towards the end, which we will get to a little bit later, hopefully. But tonight I want to focus primarily on clean channel stuff. Now, let me remember exactly how far we got here. So I'm going to cut that performance about right there. And if memory serves me, the part that we're going to be playing here for the chorus, I'm going to try to move the mic back in a little bit closer. I know I said I was going to put my condenser in here this time, but I did not have time to work on it. So that'll have to wait for Tuesday night's broadcast. But, okay. There we go. So the part we're going to be playing there is going to be... and it's basically going to repeat that a few times and then go back into the second verse. So let's try to track that and see how we do. All right, let's go back and listen to that really quick. I heard something that I wasn't happy with, but maybe I'm wrong. Yep, and there it was right there. And that's something you got to be careful for. I want this to ring as clearly as humanly possible. So I got to make sure I do not accidentally mute my strings. So let's take this again. I think part of the problem here is I'm just not giving myself enough of a lead in, and I'm trying to shift from record. So what we're going to do here, for those of you guys that don't know, where is my, there we go. You can actually set the number of paused measures before it begins, and I'm just going to go ahead and set this to 2 for right now. So that gives me full 8 beats before I have to start playing, and hopefully that'll relax me a little bit. Let's see. give that one more shot. Just because there was one little place where I did not ring that chord through clear enough. All right, and I'm thinking that's pretty good. So let's back it up to about right there. Turn the metronome off, and I'm going to go ahead and save that really quick. And what I'm going to listen for here is to make sure that the transition between these two takes is nice and smooth. It should be. But also that the take is consistent. Even though it sounded consistent to me while I was playing it, it may not necessarily be. And with studio work, you've got to be really, really careful when you're in the middle of tracking because you want everything to be as smooth as possible. So. Yep, and that transitioned nice and smoothly from one performance to the next. All right, perfect. So we've got that in there. We can go ahead and do the second verse here, and maybe I'll take it a little bit further than that. I might try to go all the way through the second verse, which is double the number of bars of the first chorus, because it is a doubled up chorus. I guess that doesn't really need any explanation, but you get the idea here. So we're going to go ahead and start tracking the second verse here, and then we will see here in just a second. I think this is going to start going pretty smoothly. I did not get a chance to warm up this evening, so all right, and I'm just checking for messages real quick. And okay, so let's go ahead and do this next part. Always remember to turn your metronome back on. Bad habit of mine. All right, I didn't hear anything terrible about that, so we can go in and start tracking the second chorus. I was going to actually try to play it all in one take, and then I just decided not to last second. keeping everything modular and nice and organized can have its advantages. So, okay, let's give it a shot. After I remember to turn my metronome back on anyways. Okay, let's try it again. I'm going to take that one more time because I actually need a couple of bars of empty space right there, because it's just the bass will be playing there and there'll be some atmospheric lead guitars over the top, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. One more try. All right, that sounded pretty good, but I want to go back and listen to it anyways. Of course, always try to start a couple bars back when you're doing multi-take performances like this, so that all the transitions, you can hear them and they sound smooth. Okay. All right, and that sounds pretty good. So we can and that's where the clean guitars will enter back in once again. And even though I've got a plan to do something with the atmospheric guitars at that point, I am also going to track clean rhythms for that as well, that are going to be playing the same exact thing. And then we can figure out during the mixing phase which guitars need to come up, which guitars need to come down. But the big thing here, I would rather have too much material rather than not enough, because if I get in there and I'm like, oh, yeah, there's just with the reverb guitars, there's just not enough articulation, then I've got to go back and re-record again. And you really don't want to do that once you get into your mixing phase, because it just makes everything messier. So we'll do it that way and see how it goes. So I'm going to start from the beginning of that section, and yeah, it is going to create a new take. But I'll show you guys how to toggle between takes as we're going through this. So here we go. That was extremely messy, but let's try it again anyway. I'm not relaxing enough into that part. Gotta stay relaxed. I don't know why I'm telling you guys that, but that's the truth about playing any instrument. You can't tense up. That was kind of sort of, but not really take. There was a mistake in there, and I am going to end up retracking that yet again. But that's okay. That's just studio work for you. That's the way it goes. Them's the rules. As Dave Grohl would say. Not Dave Grohl. Commenting on Dave Grohl in a movie that he was in a couple of years ago. There's a lot of irony in there. I'm not going to explain it. But, okay, here we go again. I think that might work. Let's go back and listen to it. Now, first things first, let's go ahead and fix that. So, and as you can see, I kind of just split that take and then moved it back up so that the rest of this take plays and then all of this unclean audio or like blank audio right here. So when we go back and listen to the transition, you're going to hear it flip from one take to the next, but it should sound seamless. And I'm thinking that's sounding pretty good. All right, and that would be going into the heavy section right there. I don't hear anything too terribly wrong with that, and we've also got another rhythm guitar to add in here too that's going to make that sound a little bit smoother. So I'm not too terribly worried about that one little blemish right there at the start. It's not big enough that it's going to be noticeable when we get down to mixing all the guitars together. So What I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead and shift here to the last section because it's the last little bit of clean that we need to do in the left channel. And basically, we're going to play the same exact part that we just played all over again because that is the outro of the song. Because it's basically just got a long fade on it. So, yeah, let's get that in there, and then we can start working on tracking the right channel, which is going to be a really, really, really big deal. Actually, no, it's not. It's not. I'm basically playing the same exact thing in the right channel. But all right, let's save that really quick. And all right, we're going to go ahead and do the last bit. Might have gotten that in one take. And the fade would start about right there, but we're not going to add that until post. By this point in time, you'd barely be able to hear any of the audio. And this part, you wouldn't even hear it at all. Okay, well, that is our left channel rhythm guitars. Let's go ahead and go through. If you're wondering why I'm skipping the last chorus is actually going to use much heavier guitars, and I'm going to be using my 7-string specifically for that part. And that's probably going to be one of the last things that we actually record. So, yeah, we're going to leave that blank for now. But all we're going to do for our right channel that's a little bit different from the left is I'm going to use let me flip to camera only here. I'm going to use my middle pickup setting here instead of position 2, so we'd be in position 3 here, and that's going to give it a gives it a little bit more spank, but also it has a slightly bassier quality to it at the same time. And basically that's just to kind of balance out the EQ between the two channels. In post-production, it's going to sound like one fluid guitar. So it, you'll understand when we'll get there. But okay, so let's do the whole thing over again, and we're gonna do it this time tracking the right channel, which is gonna make things start to sound a lot fuller. All right, here we go. And that was sounding pretty good. So let's go back in here and see if this sound. All right, and that sounded just fine to me. I didn't hear anything that was off-putting or anything that warranted retracking. So let's go ahead and move into getting the first chorus in the right channel done. I heard something in there that sounded a little bit wrong, but I'm going to go back and listen to it. Yeah, I'm a little bit out in the right channel. So that's fine. We can do that again. No problem. That sounded a lot better, but we're going to go back and listen to it just to be sure. Yeah, and that sounds pretty even. All right, so same thing. Let's go ahead and zoom it up here, turn the metronome back on, track the second verse. maybe that's a little bit too bright on that last note, but I think I can control that with some compression in post. So I'm not terribly worried about it. It'll sound a lot more even in that part, but other than that one little part where the right channel pops, it's fine. Okay, let's move on to the second chorus. After I remember to turn my freaking metronome back on. Always remember that. I thought I could grab it. Was not prepared. All right. Chris did not understand the assignment, which was to play that in time, which apparently I could not do because I was thinking too much. Bad habit of us musicians. You got to learn how to get the frontal lobe out of the way of the lizard brain. That's the part that plays the music. Even if that's not scientifically accurate, that's the way I describe it. So, all right, let's do it again. We're going to start from here. Play the right note. That helps. Just saying. Might be a little tiny bit out, but I'm not terribly worried about that. And there's a reason for that, and it's a post-production thing, and I'll explain it to you later. But pusher or are you a dragger? And why do you suppose I just turtled a chair in your head? Yeah, I'm going to take that one more time because there's a couple places where it's a little too far out. It sounds like two people playing different instruments, not quite in time with each other, and I want it to sound as close to lockstep as I can get it. I mean, this is not an easy part to lockstep to begin with, but there's also going to be reverbs and there's going to be atmosphere and a bunch of stuff over it, so it doesn't have to be 100% perfect. It just needs to be close enough. However, that take and a couple places just not close enough, and I seriously was dragging on that note. I wasn't just looking to throw a whiplash joke into my stream. Okay. All right, let's try it one more time and see if we can get it. Just casual observation, that sounded a lot better, but let's listen to it anyways. Locks a lot better the second time through. And on repeat 3, it locks even better. And 4, it locks perfect. I'm thinking one more take. That's just what I'm thinking. Which is, well, I'm the leader here. So if I say one more take, one more take. Same as before. Now you listen. So far, much better. I'll take that. That's close enough. Once all that gets blended and compressed and all that stuff, it's gonna, and a little bit of reverb simulation is added to it, it's gonna sound just fine. All right, and one more outro, and then we have the left and the right, and then we've got some center stuff I want to do, but that's fine. All right, let's do it. Let's listen to that. And I'm going to add a marker so I know where to start my fade. It's going to be right there, a point. All right, that works. All right, couple of center channel things that need to be added, just really minor things, and I think anybody who was here for the last stream will know what I'm going to do here, and it's all going to be palm muted stuff, which this won't take very long, but we are barely an hour into the stream, and we've already managed to get this much done, so we're making a ton of progress tonight. Try that again. After I remember to turn my metronome back on. includes all the center channel stuff. And all that's going to be like blended below the mix. So even if it's got a little bit too much pop to it, it's not going to matter. Checking for messages and nothing new. So I am going to take 5 really quick, and then we're going to come back and we're going to start working on adding in atmospheric guitars, which is where this song is really going to start to come to life. All right, and I am back. So, this is where we get to have a little bit of fun. We are going to go into this user bank right here. We're going to use this Jazz 120 delay. What is the amp that I used here? Jazz Rivet 120. I don't even know what that's supposed to be simulating, but it sounds really good. But this is one of a couple of really, really reverby, really fizzy tones that I like to use. And as you can see here, it's kind of got a double reverb in it. And might just be better to show you guys how it sounds. So, you can kind of hear that really warm glow on the end of it. Except for, I don't want to use my delayed version. I want to use this version. And you can kind of just feel how it just keeps expanding. I kind of describe it as that kind of sound you get when you open a 2-liter soda bottle and you just get that fizz and it kind of raises and it really develops and then it just kind of slowly fades off. And that is going to be the next thing that we record here. And we're going to do a couple of different layers of this. One is going to be with this Telecaster here, and then one's going to be with my 7-string, where I'm going to be using a slightly different patch, but that kind of gives it some, it'll make it feel very oceanic, kind of like standing in the water and getting hit, you know. If you've ever been standing in the water at the beach on a high, or a high rip current kind of day, and you kind of got the waves kind of beating at you from all sides, and it's kind of super disorienting. We're going to add the sound effect version of that to this. So that will make it sound like a lot of fun. So let's insert 2 new tracks here. And I am basically just going to improvise this. I'm not even going to do it to a click, really. So yeah, we're just going to play this freely and enjoy it. Not quite what I was looking for. All right, so let's try this again. Only problem with playing with this kind of reverb is you've got to wait for it to die out before you retake again. You have to be really, really careful with your guitar. Let's take that again. same damn thing again. Not getting all the notes to ring out. And I messed it up again. Surprise, surprise. All right. Let's give it one more go. Not quite. All right, let's try it again. of that reverb in there. And now I got to do that on a different channel, and we are going to change guitars to do this, and we are also going to change effects. So let's do that really quick. Making her on-screen debut. Well, not on-screen, she's been in videos before, but first time on a live stream. Let's put it that way. And let's go ahead and get HX Edit back up on screen there. And we're going to go back into User Bank 2. And the effect that I'm going to use with this one is Crazy Effects. And this all right, so you're probably getting kind of a good idea of what I was talking about earlier when I said that it's going to kind of feel like waves coming at you from all directions, because when it's mixed with that other sound, it's going to be very disorienting, which is exactly what I want. So, first things first, though, let's get this guy in tune. All right. God, I have not touched this thing in a while. Okay. So, pretty much the we're going to start from the beginning of the song, because this is going to come in slightly earlier because I need this beautiful low B right here to kind of melt those two parts together, and you'll understand here in just a minute. So let's go ahead and give this a shot. And yep, let's do it. kind of nasty. But all right. Kind of gives us an idea of how that's going to set. So let's go ahead and do this again. I wasn't liking that take anyways. Too bright. Let's go back to the middle setting. There we go. That's the chime I'm looking for. All right, let's try it again. There's some audio imbalances in there, but that's what the mixing stage is for. I think from a guitar-wise standpoint, the only things we need to, left to track are going to be the heavy guitars on the last chorus. So I say, let's get that heavy tone dialed in. And let's do this. All right, so first off, ambient Telecaster. Let's switch back to DAW mode here. Ambient 7-string. All right, and we are going to insert 2 more tracks, a left and a right. I pretty much want the ambience going right down the center. The left and the right on this need to be right around 80%. Maybe if I need to, I'll put a little bit more stereo separation in it in post. But left, dual rectifier. And we're going to say right is going to be rev. And those are just the names of the amplifiers that I'm using in each channel. Even though I know what I'm doing, somebody else might look at this project someday and wonder what I used or have questions. And if I've got the notes in there, I can be like, oh, yeah, I did that. Okay, so let's go over to HX Edit. And we are going to... should be more than enough headroom there. It. I don't remember. Right, so we're going to start there and all right. Let's get this left channel roughed in. And oh, and how about I take that out of recording mode? All right, and this is probably going to be like the simplest heavy guitars I've ever done in my life. They're just going to be really big ringing chords. And from there, that would mean all of the guitars tracked. So, let's see. thinking I kind of need to roll it off. That's fine, though. I can just add a fade in the edit. That's fine. Let's try it again. Helps if I play the riff right. That'll work for that. So now we need to get in here and switch amplifiers really quick and do the rev purple, which is going to be a little bit more chocolatey in texture, but same idea. Well, let's put it on the right input here. So yeah, a lot more like that. And it's just going to be the same exact thing. Just a slightly different amplifier to give it a little bit more stereo width. Okay, let's do it. And with that, we have now tracked all of the guitars for this song. There's a lot of balancing issues that need to be taken care of, but for the most part, the song's there. So why don't we take a minute to just listen to everything that we have here and kind of appreciate how much we've accomplished over the last 6 hours and 3 streams. Kind of curious here, actually. at 0 dB. Can hear because you've got 4 guitars playing the same part, just how much it's bringing it up. So there's going to be a balancing game there to get that sound right. All right, and that's the raw recording all the way through. And it has issues, but it should at this point. So, but overall, the performances sound good. Not to toot my own horn because I played all of them. But they do sound good. They do sound right. And the things that I am hearing are mostly balance related, which is something that can be fixed very easily, and that is the mixing phase. The other thing that we still got to do is get some keyboards and some atmosphere and textures underneath, which I am probably not going to do tonight. I may save that for Tuesday's stream, actually. I don't know. I think the big thing here is going to be, let me open up the other project really quick because I want to grab the tone out of that. All right, and let's see if we can import. See if we get lucky here. See if Reason likes this idea. If not, I'm going to have to remember how to use the combinator. FX chains. See, oh, and it loads it right up. Check that out. That is nice. Let's see here. All right, so not sure. So I think I don't know. Might want to play with that a little bit. I wasn't too terribly happy with. Yeah, I don't know. Not quite sure how I feel about that in hindsight. Sounds very, very freaking garbled. And that's the effects chain that I'm using right there for my keyboard. And I'm thinking that that's going to need some tweaking because it's got a little too much gurgle to it, I guess. I don't know what else to say there, but um, I'm just going to rough these MIDI sequences in here because there's technically nothing wrong with them. There's no reason to. All right. I think I'm going to keep that for now. They're not the worst synths I've ever written, but I don't know. Still don't know how I feel about those. I think that is going to get moved to next Tuesday's session. I think that's what's going to end up happening there. Because I want to think about that, and I'm not necessarily. I might go back and listen to the original song too to kind of see what they were doing, because I kind of just made something up on the fly that worked for the original demo that I did. But maybe I can do better than that. But we are coming up here on the end of the stream, so for everybody that came in, whether you are on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube, I definitely appreciate it. Please do me a favor. Click either the follow, subscription, or both buttons on the way out so that you can follow. Streams are, for right now, they are going to be every Tuesdays and Friday nights around 8 o'clock, and they'll run to 10 o'clock, a little past, and if I'm feeling up to it, maybe even longer than that. So for those of you that tuned in, thank you, and hope to see you next time. Have a good night.